This problem was a big surprise to statistics students. The median and mode of the following marks are 33.5 and 34 respectively. However, three frequencies are missing. Determine their values. We have this first column for class, and also we have this second column for the frequencies. Now notice that our total frequency, or the summation of f, is 230. But we don't have these three frequencies, and that is our question: to get the value of these three frequencies. How do we go about getting the values of this? Let me take you through a stepwise procedure on how to solve this.
Wow.
The first thing, we shall add a column here for CF, that is the cumulative frequency. To get the cumulative frequency is very simple. For this first value, it shall be just this first frequency, which is 4. Then for the next frequency, it shall be this 16 plus the previous class cumulative frequency, which is 4. And that gives us a total of 20. The next, we need to get these cumulative frequencies. But notice that we don't have these frequencies here. So what do? We shall go ahead and let these frequencies be something. For instance, we can let this first frequency be f0. Then for this second frequency, it shall be f1, and lastly, the last one shall be f2. So that for this one, it shall be this frequency, which is f0 plus 20, and that gives us 20 plus f0. The next, it shall be f1 plus the previous class cumulative frequency, which is 20 plus f0, and that gives us 20 plus f0 plus f1. Next, it shall be this frequency plus this previous class cumulative frequency, and we get 20 plus f0 plus f1 plus f2. Now, how do we get this frequency? Do we need to include the f0 and f1 and f2? No. We notice that this final frequency shall be 230 because it is normally equal to the summation of f, meaning that this shall be 226. Why? Because to get this 230, they added 4 to a certain value, which is 226. Now next, f0 plus f1 plus f2 is equal to 230 minus the frequencies that we know their values, that is 4 plus 16 plus 4 plus 6. And to add this, 4 plus 16, that is 20, plus 4, that is 24, plus 6, that gives us 30. These brackets are actually not useful, so we can just get rid of them. 230 minus 30, that gives us 200. Then we shall make f2 the subject of this, and notice that we shall have f2 being equal to 200 minus in bracket f0 plus f1. We can open the bracket so that we have minus f0 minus f1, and hence f2 is equal to 200 minus f0 minus f1. Next, the mod formula. Mod is given by L plus f1 minus f0 over 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 by I, where L is the lower class limit, f1 is the highest frequency, f0 is the frequency before the highest frequency, then f2 is the frequency after the highest frequency, and lastly we have this term I, which is basically the class width. Since our mod is 34, this means that the highest frequency is f1 because our model class is 30 to 40 and 34 is just in between there. So we consider the whole of this row. So we can get the values. L shall be this lower class limit, which is 30. Another thing that we have, its value is f2 and is 200 minus f0 minus f1. So I replace. Lastly, I is the class width, which is 40 minus 30, and that gives us 10. And it's basically the same value for the whole of this column. So you have it as 10. Now let's simplify this. We can begin by opening this bracket by distributing the negative, and we shall have plus f0 plus f1 minus f0 plus f0, that is 0, then 2f1 plus f1, that is 3f1. Now notice that we also have the value of the mod as 34. So I can replace this mod with 34. So we shall have 34 being equal to 30 plus f1 minus f0 over 3f1 minus 200 by 10. Then we take 30 to the left and we have 34 minus 30, and that gives us 4. Next, we get rid of this 10 on the right by dividing both sides by 10. Then for our next step, we shall do cross multiplication so that we have it in this manner. But notice that 4 over 10, we can write this as 2 over 5. So the cross multiplication, we shall have 2 multiplied by 3f1 minus 200, and all of this is equal to 5 into f1 minus f0. Let's open the brackets. 2 by 3f1, that is 6f1, 2 by negative 200, that is negative 400. Then for the right, we shall have 5f1 minus 5f0. Let's collect the like terms, and with this, notice that 6f1 minus 5f1, that gives us f1. So we shall have f1 minus f0 is equal to 400, and this shall be our second equation. Now using the median formula, we know that median is given by L plus n over 2 minus Cf over f multiplied by I, where L is the lower limit of the median class, n is the total frequency, Cf is the cumulative frequency before the median class cumulative frequency, f is the frequency within the median class, and I is the class width. Let's get these values. First, we get n over 2. Our n is 230. So this shall be n over 2 is equal to 230 over 2, and 230 divided by 2, that gives us 115. Now our task is to locate where we have 115 in the CF column, and it's basically found here. Why? Our median is 33.5, and 33.5 is within 30 to 40. This means that this is our row of interest. Now our n over 2 is 115. Our CF before is actually this value, which is 20 plus f0. Then our f within the highlighted region is f1. Then our I is actually 10. We open this bracket to have minus 20 minus f0. Then we take 30 to the left, and we have 33.5 minus 30, and that gives us 3.5. We shall get rid of this 10 on the right by dividing both sides by 10. 3.5 divided by 10, that gives us 0.35. Then 115 minus 20, that is basically 95. Then next we can get rid of this denominator by multiplying both sides by f1. And so we shall have 0.35 f1 is equal to 95 minus f0, and this is our third equation. Now considering this second equation, we shall make f1 the subject, so that we have f1 being equal to 400 minus 5f0. Now in this third equation, we substitute f1 with this value. So we have 0.35 multiplied by 400, that is 140, then 0.35 multiplied by negative 5 f0, that gives negative 1.75 f0, then is equal to 95 minus f0. We collect the like terms. Now then notice that 140 minus 95, that is 45. Then 1.75 f0 minus f0, that is 0.75 f0. To get the value of f0, we divide both sides by 0.75, and we get the value of f0 as 60. Now having got the value of f0 as 60, we shall get the value of f1 by substituting in this second equation f0 as 60. Then 5 multiplied by 60, that is basically 300. 400 minus 300, that gives us the value of f1 as 100. To get the value of f2, we substitute these two values in this equation, and we shall have f2 being equal to 200 minus 60 minus 100. 200 minus 60, that is 140, and 140 minus 100, that gives us the value of f2 as 40. And these are the three values that we are supposed to get in this problem. These are the simple steps that you can take to solve such a problem. Hopefully you've enjoyed this presentation. Then go ahead and like this video, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe